with me is Phase on Night, and I will only be here temporarily until Monkey SMB replaces me for commentary. So as you can see, both runners opting to play on the Japanese version.
The superior version.
Yeah, kudos to them. And I will just quickly look at the leaderboards here. Mr. Shasta has a 48, while Next Gen Gamer has a 58. 10-minute difference. Although I think...
Yeah, Next Gen, I think he has a 54 now. It's just he is not submitted to the leaderboards yet.
Yeah, just looking at his name on the leaderboard, that PB is 3 years old, so I'm pretty sure he has improved at least by 1 minute within 3 years.
Yes, the Japanese version of Fusion saves about 3 minutes on text alone.
Both runners off to a really good start. No major mistakes, and they are synced in the navigation room. And Next Gen pulls ahead on better text mash. You may see the feed stutter a little bit, and that's mostly because we want to get the timers synced so that you can see what the actual difference is in terms of the race. Basically getting rid of stream delay. Alright, so both runners getting through main deck with no problems at all. This is a good time to ask the question. Who's all rooting for Mr. Shasta? Raise your hand. And who's all rooting for Next Gen Gamer 9? Raise your hand. Everyone's hand should be raised. So as you can see, both runners now have the...
Oh no, Shasta.
Yeah, taking a dive. I don't think I've ever seen that in a race before. Does this mean that Mr. Shasta is nervous? Could it be the nerves getting him so early in the game? Next Gen tinked an open eye? Is that real? I don't know if
I'm not sure.
That
Shasta
mistake
pulls ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I think Connection was just a little bit too close to that eye door that the missile appeared behind the eye, behind the vulnerable spot. And tinking. You don't have to be so close to the eye. Oh, you shot the door with the beam, apparently. That is a unfortunate mistake. Shasta in the lead. Although out of missiles is Mr. Shasta, and now Next Gen retakes that lead. Is this what we're going to see the entire race? The last race we had, there was a million lead changes. I wonder if these guys can give us a better show.
I would hope so. In gameplay, at least.
Yeah, it would be really great to see. This is the last round, or the last match of round 1. And after this match, we'll be moving into round 2 of the winner's bracket, as well as round 1 of the loser's bracket. So far, both runners are keeping it close, despite strange mistakes on both ends.
Oh, so Next Gen going for the main deck missile. I wonder if Shasta will do the same. Oh, he will.
No shame in that. This is a race, so you want to be fast and safe. Having 25 missiles for Sector 1 is definitely safe.
Oh, definitely.
And as you can see, SAX makes its first appearance in the game. I hear that this scene scared many kids back in the day when this game was just released. I wonder if the chat can sympathize with the other scared kids. Alright, so both runners in Sector 1 now. You may already know, but Sector 1 is very missile intensive in terms of management. You don't want to take damage. You want to have as many missiles as you can leaving Sector 1. Let's see if both runners can do this. So who do you think is going to win, PK?
I honestly don't know. Next Gen has the worst PB after all, but I know Mr. Shasta is very rusty. He's been playing a lot of Super Mario 64 DS and a lot of Samus Returns, so he hasn't touched Fusion in quite a long time.
Yeah, I'm not really sure when the last time I saw Mr. Shasta pick up a Fusion and play it. But you are right, he has been grinding a lot of Samus Returns. And it's to me, it's kind of a detriment because Samus Returns is completely different gameplay and mechanics. I wonder if Shasta might have muscle memory, like Samus Return muscle memory, and apply it to this game. Who knows? But maybe Mr. Shasta's been practicing off stream. Because right now, Next Gen Gamer, who has the worst PB, is in the lead, except for that time when he ledge grabbed there.
And now we're synced.
Yeah, we are synced. Small movement errors can be very costly, especially when a race is close like this. But for some reason, Next Gen gets that lead back. Ooh. One beam so far for Next Gen. Shasta 0 beams and slightly ahead. Both players getting very good Idor RNG there. And no doubles for either runner. Oh, although Mr. Shasta gets a sweet spot in the next gen, does not. Honestly, it's going to be really hard to tell who has the better movement, because so far both runners are basically identical in terms of mechanics and movement. Oh, next gen getting that charge beam and missile, saving just a little bit of time over Mr. Shasta, keeping that lead really short. Still a lot of race left to go, and still a lot of run-ruining RNG to go. Next boss fight is very heavy in the RNG department, where you can save a lot of time, or you can lose up to like 30 seconds or something like that, depending on how bad your RNG goes. So if one runner gets the good extreme and the other runner gets the bad extreme, then you're gonna see a huge difference between the two after that boss fight. Just hope that they kind of have even RNG here, because to me it looks like this is a race of skill right now. Both runners executing basically identically.
Oh, definitely. And they, as both keep making minor mistakes, those minor mistakes add up, and as has been incurred so far, just the lead has just kept switching back and forth.
Yeah. So I'm really curious. But as you all know, Fusion is really hardcore with that RNG element, so you can only hope. One can only hope that RNG stays even between the two runners, but it's not always going to be that way. Shasta leaving navigation room first, followed by Next Gen Gamer, who is only one room behind. Oh, Next Gen gets the poor Zoro RNG there, and I think he thought that he got the good RNG and just ran right into it. Both runners getting hit by that second Zoro. I don't see any danger in these two runners in terms of health management in Sector 2. But I'm gonna hold my tongue there. We'll see. Shasta taking another hit from Zoro.
And Next Gen taking a hit as well.
Yeah, it's kind of dicey, you know what I mean? Zoros do so much damage, you want to avoid getting hit by them at all costs.
Oh, definitely. You need to conserve as much health as possible for those dreaded pancakes.
Yeah. Next Gen getting that very nice jump onto that high platform there, which is pretty difficult trick and it saved him a few frames over Shasta. Ooh.
Ooh. Well, that was close with next gen.
And Shasta had some issues with that room too. So next gen in the lead ever so slightly. And he gets the good Zoro RNG here. Meanwhile, Shasta needs to do some jump extends to get past them.
Oh man.
PK's favorite enemies, and they managed to get past it. But still, they've got one more enemy to take care of here, but I don't think it'd be an issue. All you have to do is more!
Oh, next gen!
Next gen!
Oh my!
With the pro jukes! So that side hopper shoots thorns at you whenever it gets hit. Next gen, unfortunately, ran into that side hopper, and the moment he shot a charge beam at it, it shot a thorn. And next gen knew that that would happen and immediately morphs after shooting that side hopper, avoiding death. That was really close. Both runners getting that 0 jump for the first round. Ooh, next gen getting the better RNG of the second round. But I think everything counts. Everything matters on the third round here, and both runners get decent RNG there. So not. Ooh. Oh, next. So did Shasta, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both runners not able to finish Zazubi. Oh no! And Shasta has to do one more round of Zazubi. That is the result of not hitting your charge beam directly in the middle of Zazubi when he opens his mouth like that. You may already know this. Charge beam comes in 3 parts, and the way Mr. Shasta was off-centered, a part of the charge beam did not hit Zazubi for maximum damage, so he had to wait another round. Both runners opting to handle the sex skip properly. No incidents there. Shasta not that far behind, about 3 or 4 seconds. Oh, next run drops a wall jump here, and Shasta gets the wall jump, and now we are just about synced again. Very close race. 18 minutes, 55 seconds in. Next gen deciding to go with the new generation route. While Shasta, a veteran runner. Well, both are veteran runners. It appears that Next Gen has been in the know with different routing here and decided to take advantage of that. Have you ever done those magic eye puzzles?
The magic eye puzzles?
Yeah.
Explain further.
Well, it's basically a poster with random patterns in it where if you adjust your eyes properly, you can see a 3D image pop out.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
Well, I was trying to do that when they were synced in the elevator, and unfortunately I could not get a 3D image out of it.
It's very unfortunate.
I tried, just did not work. But next gen, with better tech smash and the better movement, pulls ever so slightly ahead of Mr. Shasta after that sync. Coming into our next boss, Ceres. What do you think? Are we going to see some action here at Ceres? Or will it be perfect fights, 2 shots and done?
I'm hoping for some perfect fights. But I guess we'll just have to see, and we'll also have to see how good of RNG Ceres has to give with due to his patterns.
That's true. Ceres has 3 patterns, and all 3 are mirrored, so a total of 6 different patterns. 2 of those 6 patterns are unpredictable, and the other 4 are predictable. And runners here hope to get those predictable patterns, and both runners getting 1 beam on the eye door, keeping that race close. Both runners getting a good first shot. Shasta having issues holding on to the ceiling. Shasta gets the 2 round. He had to guess, but he did it. The next gen, unfortunately, also got the bad pattern, but did not go in his favor, and I think his stream just stopped. This is all Ceres' fault. Or this could be a pause buffer strat. Stream delay buffer strat.
No, I was talking to him about an hour before this race, and he was very worried about his computer was struggling a little bit when he was practicing, so hopefully he's not having too much technical issues.
Okay. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The next gen stream. Meanwhile, Mr. Shasta getting that speed booster. Standing right on top of that platform, and he'll speed booster his way out of here.
Oh yes, very nice. No missile Shasta.
Yeah, he almost missed it though. He was a little bit too far to the right. Shasta opting to not attempt the low height there, and it kind of almost equalizes the time saved against the low height if you choose to not attempt it at all. Low height saves you, I think it's about half a second to 1 second or something like that. I'm looking at the SRL race channel, and Next Gen actually dropped out of it, so it might not be a computer issue. Well, it definitely is a computer issue, but more along the lines of a internet issue, because he just disconnected from SRL. I am hoping that he's still running, so that when his internet does come back up, then he won't be so far behind. Oh, we have him back. Very nice, and he appears to be behind, as he should be, because he did have a pretty bad Ceres fight. The refresh of his stream caused his timer to be 3 seconds ahead of Mr. Shasta. Keep that in mind in case the race somehow gets close again. Oh, Miss Next Gen is just stopped there for some reason. Something's going on, probably with his computer. And I hope there aren't any more distractions for him. He'll need all the time in the world to catch up here. Oh, and he forgets where he's supposed to go, and that happens occasionally because everything looks the same. But he is now in Sector 3. Shasta attempting the shine break, but was not able to do it. No worries though. Doesn't save you that much time.
Shasta has not collected Bob.
Ooh, Shasta needs to be really careful about how he spends his missiles. Although I think he'll be okay, provided he has a good box fight here. Tries for the data spark and could not get it.
Shasta is seeking to get a number of missiles there. Hopefully he... Oh, that's...
Oh, he's completely out of missiles. He's gonna have to resort to charge beam here. This is gonna allow Next Gen to catch up. If he does get a good box fight, we'll see. Next Gen is just about to pick up super missiles, and we'll see. He had a good setup for the data spark. Let's see if he can actually get it. Oh, and he misses it. Shasta completely out of missiles here. He's gonna... Ooh. Needs to be really careful with those side offers. They do tons of damage.
I wonder if he'll recharge.
It's definitely a possibility.
Oh,
and
yes.
It does. Yep. Next Gen, unable to do enough damage at the start of the fight to stop Box from jumping. What that means for him is he's going to have to figure out a way. Oh no. He does kill Box nicely, but Box was just a little bit too far to the left there, and it's going to cost him. Box, Nightmare, and who else is it? Just those two take a very long time after you kill them to go back to their death spot. So the goal for those two boss fights is to make sure that you kill them relatively close. Otherwise, you're going to suffer the slow and painful death crawl. Shasta's still ahead, although Next Gen does not need to refill here. He's going to pull ahead just a little bit. Well, not ahead. He's going to catch up. What's your favorite Mr. Shasta flavor?
My favorite Mr. Shasta flavor.
Uh-huh.
That's a very good question, honestly. I don't have an answer quite yet for you.
Oh, I do like Tiki Punch. Mr. Shasta leaving the navigation room, not far behind his next-gen gamer. I would put him at about 25 seconds behind. Or maybe more, actually. About 35? Either way, I mean, we're not even halfway there yet, so there's still a lot of race. And hopefully next gen can equalize. Oh, Shasta will get launched into the air here. Oh, he decides to stand up, which is a good strat if you know that you're going to get launched from the bomb.
Next gen forgetting to bomb the block for missiles at the beginning of Sector 6.
Oh, maybe he might skip it. If he does skip that, I would say that he's going to go for the Spitter Corridor missiles.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, next gen doing his best to keep up here. Can't beat a zero beam though. Hopefully next gen also gets a zero beam. Very solid fight here for Mr. Shat. Oh, spoke too soon. That last hit was not a full-on point-blank shot. I think one particle of the beam missed, but he did recover very well, and he does get that sweet spot. An otherwise really good fight. Next gen getting 2 beams. Next gen getting the really good fight and the setup for the double, but he missed it. I think he's spending too much time trying to set up doubles here. There's a point where if you're going to spend that much time, it's better off that you just hit a single, and that point is about 3 seconds. So if you find yourself waiting 3 seconds to manipulate the Core X, then you're actually just losing time. But the Mega Core X fight itself was really good for next gen. Oh, and next gen takes a dip trying to wall jump there. All right. Few issues with that. Oh yeah, let's see if he's going to pick up this missile tank here.
Oh yes.
So yeah, he decides to skip it completely.
So Shaw's now in Sector 5 to pick up the ice missiles. First, he has to make a detour to go find another security room.
Those darn security doors. How do you suppose these scientists are able to get through these sectors without dying?
That's a very good question. Secret science tunnels. Yeah, that's possible.
Secret science tunnels. Well, they'll have to crawl because, as you know, Morph Ball is designed only for Samus's suit, given to her by the powers of the Chozo.
Looks like Shasu will not pull a secret key, which would involve him trying to leave the sector without picking up the ice missiles.
Yep, it's a good thing he remembered. It's a very, very costly mistake. Next gen, though, not that far off. He's going to unlock the doors here. And then get himself some ice missiles. Shasta, very few mistakes from Shasta so far. It looks like he's playing really well here, and I don't think that there's any signs of rust going on. So I'm going to tell you this now, and I think it's coming up here soon. I think it is Sector 3, where if you look carefully in the background, you can see a picture of the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it is Sector 3. It might be another sector, but if you look closely, you'll find it. I wonder if the audience or the chat can find it here.
Emergency in Sector 3. Emergency in Sector 3.
Seems that somewhere there might be an emergency. I wonder where it could possibly be.
I think a dog or something needs to go to the vet if there's an emergency or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, if we're gonna save the animals, I wouldn't mind saving a What is that, a beagle?
Yeah, I think it's Beagle. Beagle is definitely better than the Eddie Coons and Dakara.
Is that a beagle? I think so. Emergency in Beagle. Beagle ate something that he was not supposed to eat. Oh, Shasta missing that beam there. But quickly pseudo screwed attack the flying thing. Oh, will he make this? Oh, he did make the jump. With a running start, he was able to get that ledge grab. Next gen, about to get into sector 3 to shut this timer off.
Main boiler explosion.
Ooh, Shasta's a little low on missiles, but
He has 3, enough for the side hoppers here coming up, and he wisely chose to do the wide jump there. Because he destroys his platform and has to go up the long way. Oh, and he did not get the flare in on that eye. Little bit of spaghetti there for Mr. Shasta. This is going to allow Next Gen to catch up, provided Next Gen has better platforming here. No doubles for Mr. Shasta, and he's going to get the wide beam with a time of 4:15.28 on the meltdown. But the timer actually starts or stops when you stop the meltdown timer. So 4:13 is what we're looking at. Let's see if Next Gen can beat this, and if he can, then we'll know for sure that he is catching up.
Action also having 0 beams. Getting that missile off.
Yeah, he was, and he was able to capitalize on that. No double there. I think he did get a double there. We'll see. And he did, so 1 double. Next Gen definitely going to catch up here by at least 10 seconds. Shasta having difficulty with the climb. This is another opportunity for Next Gen to catch up if he can get this climb properly. Oh, Next Gen taking a dip. Her suit is dirty. It needs to be cleaned off, scrubbed, and burned off all impediments.
If I want to get something washed off, I'd probably go to Sector 4. I don't know if a lava dive would be that good of a place to wash off dirt on my power suit.
Well, it might scald you a little bit, but I mean, I think it's worth it for a clean suit. I don't think Next Gen was able to capitalize on Mr. Shasta's mistake in that climb there, so it looks like the time difference will be about the same. Yeah, it definitely gives you a clean suit, but as you know, it's very risky to say that it is 100% effective. That's why a lot of companies say 99.999% effective. You could have a lawsuit in your hands. Mr. Shasta going to check out what remaining actual life form is in the station. And it turns out that they are the Franker-Z's.
If only they were actual Franker-Z's.
I would save them.
When's the Super Metroid ROM hack to replace all the animals with Franker-Z's? I would save them every time.
Shasta got kind of bad RNG there for the animals. It did not look... I mean, it looked promising when the first two came out, but that last one was just too far away from the door. Oh, next gen having some issues with that jump extend there, but he's able to recover with no problems. And he's able to store that Shine Spark.
Oh, he bonks on the corner.
Yeah, that's what happens when you rush it. But the recovery was still good. Maybe with good animal RNG here.
I saw all three Edacoons run past the window.
Probably the worst luck you can get. Alright, now that the animals are saved, and after talking to Adam in the main deck, Adam now tells Samus that the power bombs are ready for download. It's like one of those websites where you have to wait like 50 seconds before you're able to download. In this case, it took them 48 minutes of waiting before those power bombs are ready.
Something I just realized. In Sector 3, when you get the Super Missiles, you unlock the green doors, which in Super Metroid you use Super Missiles to open. In Sector 5, you open up yellow doors that you use Power Bombs to open in Super Metroid. And I guess in Sector 4, you do unlock red doors and then eventually get the Fusion Missiles.
But you unlock the yellow doors when you pick up ice missiles.
Still in the same sector, you download power bombs.
I guess you're right. Shasta avoiding the encounter with SAX. Deciding to skip that red X that you see a lot of runners. I don't know if it's subconsciously or but they get it despite the fact that they have tons of health. And that red X is actually not really needed if you do have enough health because you're going to refill anyway at the ship. So minor optimization there for Mr. Shasta, and I'm pretty sure he's fully aware of his status. and decides to not pick it up, not wait for it. Next Gen is actually not that far behind considering his PB against Mr. Shasta's PB. Could we see another equalizer fight at Yakuza? Who knows? Next Gen having issues placing a power bomb and also issues with the wall jump, but all is well, and he's going to continue on. Huh? Power's out. Game does look really spooky when the game is dark enough that you can only see the flashlight around Samus and nothing else.
I wonder how Sector 6 would look without the minimal background lights that it usually has.
Pretty sure it'd be mega spooky. Mr. Shasta opting to skip the save, saving a few frames. Alright, I'm willing to bet the Next Gen Gamer is going to pick up the missile tank here, regardless of whether or not he gets that speed booster.
I have a feeling you're right about that. Oh, yes.
And he does. Getting them 45 missiles. Neptori ready. 45 missile count. Mr. Shasta on his way to say hello to an Idor. And he gets a 0 beam. Next Gen opting to save here. So in case something happens to Mr. Shasta, Next Gen will sport a massive lead. Let's just hope that does not happen. Shasta getting, I think it was a 2-round.
I believe it was.
Pretty good RNG for Yakuza. Although he's having issues with this last phase. He still has enough missiles. But if he keeps this up, though, he may be in trouble. Yakuza is down. Oh, Shasta missing completely. And he gets that space jump. If you had to rate the space jump against all the other Metroid space jumps, where would you put it?
You mean specifically Fusion Space Jump?
Yes.
I would say Fusion's is second.
Second best? Or
Second best. Second
Okay.
best. Second best. Zero Missions would be first. Super Metroid would have the third best. Followed
What
by
about Metroid 2?
Metroid 2 would be fourth.
The worst.
Yes! As a Metro 2 speedrunner, I'd say after playing a ton of Zero Mission Fusion, trying to go readjust back to the Metro 2 space jumping it takes a long time. Now I put the Prime space jump last, as it only gives you, you know, that one extra double jump.
Is it really a space jump if you only get one? Can they call it like a jumpy jump?
Samus Returns space jump? I honestly don't remember the feel of Samus Returns space jump. Put that above Metroid 2.
So it looks like Mr. Shasta's lead is actually growing here. He's already fighting Nattori while Next Gen just finished. Mr. Shasta going straight into the plant. That just made me laugh.
Those darn Samus eaters.
It was like an Olympic dive. He did like a triple somersault into the plant.
Gold medal for Mr. Shasta there.
Ooh, that is a double, I think. Pretty good fight there from Shasta. He gets one double. Next Gen is running away from SAX. Ooh, Next Gen with not so good RNG here. It looks like he's just riddled with bad RNG, and all the times that he did get good RNG, Shasta had the same or better. And like in terms of time saved from RNG, I think Mr. Shasta has a lot of that.
I would agree with that.
It's definitely putting Next Gen in the hole, deeper in the hole. So it looks like there will be no doubles for Next Gen here. Both runners now have the Plasma Beam. And I have to ask, what's your favorite Plasma Beam?
Oh dear. Fusion first, followed by Super, followed by Corruption, followed by Prime, and then Zero Mission's last. I don't find Zero Mission's Plasma Beam that useful, only for dealing with space pirates. Otherwise, it's not that worth it.
Yeah, I would have to say that Super Metroid's Plasma Beam is the best, considering that it can destroy bosses combined with the X-ray scope.
Oh, that is true. I did not think about microwaving.
Especially bosses that you don't want to deal with, like Van Toon, Botwoon, and Dragon. Yeah, if you're not aware, the Plasma Beam in Metroid Fusion does damage per frame that is inside an enemy's hitbox. You will see this abuse in Ridley. Ridley would be the next fight. Pretty good first round for Mr. Shasta. I expect Nightmare will go up after this wave here. Let's see if Shasta can handle this. Oh, he goes down? Okay. But, oh, if he did not get hit there, I think he would have manipulated Nightmare. Well, he makes do with the situation that he is in, and it was actually a really good Nightmare fight. And he gets that initial double. Let's see if he can follow up. Oh, that core X was a little bit too low. Two doubles from Mr. Shasta. Very, very, very nice. Meanwhile, Next Gen on his way to Nightmare. Slowly walking through the water. We're gonna see a high five right about here. Hello.
Hello, goodbye.
I don't think Shasta's far enough. Okay, he realized he wasn't far enough. Pesky space pirates. Alright, let's see what kind of fight Next Gen Gamer is going to bring to the Nightmare. Oh, that first round was just a little bit slower than Mr. Shasta's here. We should not expect the same pattern that Mr. Shasta had, considering that first round, or that first phase. We'll see what happens here. Oh, that's when Nightmare goes up. Oh, Next Gen expertly manipulating the Nightmare, and he's going to get that quick and easy fight. I know this boss has... there's a lot of difficulty in this boss in terms of casual running, and what you just saw there are two examples of how Nightmare is pretty much a joke if you know what you're doing. Next Gen Gamer picking up the gravity suit. He's no longer affected by slow movement in the water, lava, or any other liquid. And he also has damage reduction. Not that it matters anyway, because it seems like every time you get a suit upgrade, enemies just hit harder. The enemies that you encounter are much stronger at this point on, and it really doesn't matter that you get that upgrade. Mr. Shasta picking up the last upgrade of the fusion missiles. Well, not the last upgrade, but the last missile upgrade. As you can see, the fusion missiles add an AoE effect that freezes everything around it. It's basically like the ice shield in Super Metroid, except it expands. Shasta deciding to do a refill here because he knows he's coming up against Box 2. Box 2 does not have an eye door and cannot guarantee you a red X. So good choice for Mr. Shasta there. I think he realizes that he is in the lead and can spare that time for the refill. More like a side grade, if you ask me. At this point, Mr. Shasta is being told by Adam that, hey, remember that thing that you fought earlier that almost killed you and you ran out of missiles and stuff? It's back. You're gonna have to kill it again. Mr. Shasta says, will do. Let me just space boost my way on there. I guess he's looking for round 2. Next Gen Gamer, 2 rooms away from getting those diffusion missiles.
Personally, I don't really see a point in the fusion missiles. They only help you in a few places, and the absolute one time you need them is right after this room. Right after the data room, where you use them to escape.
Yeah, it's a gimmick, honestly. Like, there's no real practical use for it in any category of the game. Well, I take that back. Maybe 100% might have like 2 or 3 rooms where it's useful to have, but other than that, it's just a waste. They could have done something else, like I don't know, grapple beam, something else.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Here comes box 2, now equipped with missiles. Homing missiles. Oh, Shasta needs to be careful. He just took out 2 E-tanks of health. Let's see if we can regain control of this fight. And he does. Box 2 is down. Although it did take him a while to kill Box. Maybe this is an opportunity for Next Gen to catch up with a better Box fight. But we'll see. Shasta avoiding all those wave beams that do 5 trillion damage to you if you get hit. And makes quick work of the core.
Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization.
I will say though that
Warning,
the diffusion missile is actually pretty high up there for me in terms of the likability, because it sounds like whenever you shoot a diffusion missile at something, it sounds like a baseball bat just hit, like a metal baseball bat just hitting something.
Huh, yeah, I guess.
this sector will soon be locked down.
That is one way to put it.
60
I personally just agree that the diffusion missiles sound really cool. It's just the practicality. There's like no use for them besides that room, one room.
Yeah, well, you'll see another use here if Mr. Shasta does decide to do it. He's going to shoot a diffusion missile at a set of 3, actually 2 super missile blocks. That will clear the path for him after killing Ridley. Those are the only 2 places that you have use for a diffusion missile.
It was funny. As a kid, I always assumed that going to Xbox or Box 2 always involved you having to charge up a diffusion missile to shoot it. I didn't realize you could still rapid fire spam missiles. Imagine my shock when I learned, oh, you can just make the fight literally 10 times faster by just spamming missiles at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a ton of things that we do in speedrunning this game that a lot of people did not realize you could do when they played it casually, just like basically every single boss fight. Like, I remember this was like a few months ago when I was practicing and I was fighting Arachnus and someone was like, whoa, I didn't know you could kill Arachnus that fast. I'm like, dude, just spam missiles at him. You know, so like To us, it just seems like any normal thing, but for casual players, it's like the greatest trick you've ever seen. Something like that. Alright, coming up for Mr. Shasta is the last boss that features an eye door. Also Samus's greatest arch enemy. That is also a zombie, technically. And finally, Mr. Shasta gets poor RNG with a 3 beam. This entire run was just him getting great RNG.
So it's a zombie of a clone of the original Ridley. Just due to the unfortunate game that came before this. We find out that this was the original shell as we saw it in the freezer. It's actually just a clone.
Well, the original shell in the freezer was Ridley's actual corpse until the Parasite X decided to basically steal the corpse and imitate it. Pretty good fight for Mr. Shasta, no problems at all. Will we see double missiles here? This is one of the harder cores to hit double missiles on. And he gets a sweet spot. Next gen picking up that safety E-tank, which is one of the faster ones to get, because it's right there. Oh, we're gonna see another high five here very shortly in this room that Next Gen is in. Hello, goodbye. Mr. Shasta on the last split of his run. It's going to feature a lot of text, so get your reading glasses ready. Next Gen having some issues with Ridley here, getting grabbed twice now. And we'll see if he can... Okay, Ridley is showing off his vulnerable spot and should give Next Gen a chance to kill him. Good fight, and it turns out that safety E-tank was in fact very helpful because he would have been sweating at only 99 health.
Oh man, it looks like it's time for me to go take a nap during this entire detect segment.
Right? Whew, that's a lot of reading. My eyes are getting heavy. You ever like just read for too long and then you start getting cross-eyed?
Oh yes. Done that many a time.
Big eyeballs from Samus as she realizes that she could finally destroy the station. That's the very thing that she wanted to do from the very start. I'm telling you, man, Samus is just She just wants to destroy things for fun. Like when Adam gave her the green light there to go ahead and wreck the ship. Sam's like, huh? Big eyes. Next Gen almost on his way to the navigation room. Here we are, Mr. Shasta at the elevator room, on his way for the final SAX encounter. Will he make it quick and easy? Mr. Shasta opting for horizontal strats here. It's going to take a few extra beams, but it gets the job done. Nice 2-round there. Or should I say 2-shot. And the last Core X. Mr. Shasta decided to play the game with the Core X on the ground, dodging all of its ice beams, and then he'll finally bait it up to the top for that X-Parasite sweet spot. Nicely done from Mr. Shasta.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet Denmark 38080. Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet Denmark 38080.
I mean, Samus blew an entire planet up.
Multiple times, really.
She's gotta pay for her crimes, man. Like that Star Wars movie where they blew up Alderaan. What
Nice
they
high five there.
Yeah, they just decided to take down the Empire because of that. You keep letting Samus do what she wants to do, and suddenly she's gonna rule the entire galaxy. You trust me on this. I've seen this happen before. Alright, let's see if Mr. Shasta can get the quick kill here on the Omega Metroid. Meanwhile, Next Gen Gamer also doing horizontal strats, but could not keep that stun lock. He's going to have to take the fight to the ground and finish off SAX. Ooh, Shasta in danger of dying here! Close call! And he kills the Omega Metroid while being one hit away from death. GG to Mr. Shasta. He's finished in first place with a time of 1:20.06 SRL time. Congratulations. Meanwhile, Next Gen Gamer just finishing up the Core X fight here. He's going to start the countdown sequence and will be on his way to finish the game as well. Super duper spaghetti on Mr. Shasta's part, but he was able to keep calm and finish the game. Seems like we lost audio there, but ooh, next gen doing a wind spark. Never fear, next gen. You have one more room to go. Now let's see if next gen can make quick work of Omega. Want to see that stun lock. You ever notice that the Omega Metroid has really well-defined quads?
It's never really came to mind.
It's like his spandex shorts and his ripped quads just bulging out of his spandex shorts.
Hello, hello. Congrats on the race win.
Thank you. I don't know what happened.
Were you at all worried that you were going to die?
Many times throughout the run.
Wow.
I've had time to de-rust this game because of SGQ submissions and game-by-game rate for that. And other stuff as well, too, that I'm doing. So, like, I practiced a little bit before I started, like, this race. But I didn't have a file, like, early on in the game. I had a file up to, like, Nightmare. So I was confident in the late game. I still lost a lot of time there. Especially to Xbox, and also to, I almost died to the Mega Metroid, so that was fun. I'm just shaking from that.
It was a really great race.
Thank you.
It's a really good race. And
Shoutouts to my
gets a PB, huh?
Spike.
Did you get a PB?
Legendary. Oh, my internet going out and causing BizHawk to stutter, making me mess up Saris. That was fun too.
Oh,
I don't know if that got in the stream or not, but
no, you went from after your first shot in Saris to the nav room, so we don't know how many rounds your Saris was.
it was a 3-round Saris. I was gonna have a 2-round, but my internet going out. I think it was because OBS didn't react nicely to it, and that caused BizHawk not to react nicely. But I would have had a perfect Saris if I didn't have a internet issue cause it to stutter out when I went to fire the shot, and I couldn't fire the shot.
Oh, I see.
Damn.
It
So I'm
really,
looking
dude,
at-
my internet, the BizHawk was like starting like crazy during Sector 2 until my internet came back up. Like I was having, like it was messing me up left and right. I don't know why BizHawk doesn't play nice with OBS, but it doesn't. If internet goes out, I guess.
I'm looking at your timer next gen, and it's in blue. Did you PB?
I did
Ooh.
PB, but I didn't have any splits before this, so
Oh,
it doesn't mean anything. But I did PB.
nice. That's good.
Very nice.
It might. I don't know how good my text mashing was. I could probably give an S. I would. It's gonna be at least a 53. It might be a 52.
What's your PB like before this?
54.
Nice.
I'm leaning towards a 53, but if my text mashing was bad enough, it could be a 52.
You might actually get a 52. Like, you were only about 2 minutes off of Mr. Shasta, who got a 51. Okay, so maybe a 50,
Yeah, 51.
53-ish. Maybe. You'll definitely PB by at least a minute in-game time.
I'm hoping for the 52. I'm not super expecting it. Just depends how bad my text mashing is.
I guess I have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah,
Can
I
you
feel
talk
like
about
my
the
text
luck I got in my run, by the way, really quick? Early
Sorry?
on, I had some insane luck throughout the entire run. Like, can
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
we
talk
were
about that
talking
for a
about
second? Yeah. I'm happy that happened. It definitely equaled out the execution errors I had, for sure. Like, I had the perfect Ceres fight. I had, like, a bunch of just 0 and, like, 1 beam eye doors. Mostly 0 beam, actually. Especially, like, the one before charge beam as well. That was a 0 beam one.
Yeah,
That was-
next gen actually got a 1 beam there. So
Oh,
both of
nice.
you had pretty good RNG for the charge beam.
Yeah, I had 1 beam for
I
the
had
first eye door,
terrific
too.
RNG the rest of the run.
Yeah, you guys
That's good.
I
traded
got
back and
3
forth
beams
for a
on
while.
Yakuza and Nightmare, and or not Yakuza and Notori, and I was just like, are you kidding me right now?
I think I had a 6-jump Zosby as well, but I had 5-jump. That's what it was. It was like 0, 3, then 2. That was really good
Dang
too.
it, why'd it have to be the 53? Why do you have to do this to me, game?
Is it a
Aw.
53? Oh man.
I wanted that 52 so badly. Why'd I have to improve at text smashing?
Sorry, you'll
But,
get better next time.
Yeah, the beginning of the race was great. You guys kept trading back and forth the lead, and just little mistakes everywhere. Just it was so close, synced
Oh,
a
that
whole
box
lot,
fights.
and then finally Shasta just pulled ahead by a bit, and then yeah, it was such a great race.
I'm upset by a box fight as well too. I kind of just flubbed a lot because I was low on missiles and I want to miss too much, and I just ran out at the very ends. But thankfully, only 2 charge shots left for that. I got really nervous for that one.
I
also
probably
running
got
on-
52 if I didn't screw up sacks.
I was also running out of missiles during the emergency and Fragor Z section as well too, and I noticed that, and I just was really concerned by that the entire time. And by the end, I had to like stop using missiles to where I usually would do it because otherwise I wouldn't have 3 for the last room at least.
Oh yes, and then you charged your beam and accidentally pseudo screwed the side hopper and killed it,
Yeah,
and had to go all the way back.
that was the worst. It happens though. That's just the rust speaking right there.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
hopefully you'll do a little bit more practicing for your next round.
I definitely
You'll be
will.
Facing off against Mandatobi. Both of you are about equal in terms of seeding. You are the 8th seed, and Toby is the 9th seed, so it's going to
Oh,
be
wow.
a really close race. And I
Yeah.
think Toby actually has been practicing or trying to improve, so definitely gonna have to bring your A game up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run this like for next week or so.
And then next gen automatically gets a win in losers round 1 because Xenob's dropped out of the tournament.
Damn.
So I'll just go ahead and update that right now. And then next gen will be facing off against the loser of Scotty and X Plowed.
I just noticed something on the leaderboards right now. Me and Manitobi are literally like behind you. Like I'm right in front of Manitobi in the leaderboards right now. We both have a 48, but he runs in English and I run in Japanese. But my time is like 3 minutes and 16 seconds off from away from his. So it's like we're really close to RTA at least. For that.
Yeah, it's
Let me
gonna
pull
be
my
exciting.
English foots and see what I have there.
Will be exciting for sure.
Oh, definitely. That's gonna be a close race, like a really close one. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Oh, my English P was at 120.52. Okay, I can improve that. Let's do this.
I don't have any other questions. You seem to have already answered everything I would have asked.
Sorry. I had a lot to say. A lot happened that run that was just questionable. But we pulled it off, thankfully.
All right. So, any final comments for the runners?
Guess not.
All right then. Let me take a look at the speed gaming schedule. I don't think there's anything after this run.
There's
Speed
not.
forward.
anything
There's
after
not.
this.
Next one's March 14th at 5 p.m.
Yeah. So speed gaming 4 will be done after this run, and we'll probably host another speed gaming channel. But there's a lot of stuff going on in speed gaming. Be sure to check it out. Scroll down there on the profile page. You can see all kinds of tournaments and events going on right now. And if you're interested, take a look at their schedule. Give them a follow. Thanks, everyone. Thanks to the 2 runners for putting up a good show. Thanks to Days on Night for helping commentate. And of course, last but not least, thanks to Fiesel and the Speed Gaming staff for helping host this tournament.
Oh, and thank
Quick
you,
question.
Ross, for filling in for Com.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Quick question from the chat as well. What is our favorite color? Everyone, go.
Blue.
Cyan.
I have to Google this. What?
Are you putting on a hex code or something?
I blue or green.
I can't get a straight answer from Google.
Probably blue, considering
Is it like azul,
my screening.
opal, fuchsia, cerulean? What is it?
The most obscure color name.
Oh no. Is it baby poop green? That's actually a color name.
Sarcoline is my favorite color.
How do you spell that?
Sarcoline.
Sarcoline. It's like a flesh color.
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally flesh color is what it says. So you like looking at your own skin in that case?
Sure.
Okay. Just making sure. Alright, we can end anytime, sorry. Oh my god.
But that is it for me. And
Same.
we will be seeing you guys next time. The next Fusion Tournament race is going to be... Wait, I have it here somewhere.
March 14th at 5 p.m. between Monkey
There you
SMB
go.
and Destructor 642. I had Upper A.
Alright.
I commentated Monkey's run for a marathon recently, and he actually PB in that marathon and almost beat my time.
Dang.
So yeah, he's been getting really good recently.
Yeah, he's moving up.
Man, I have to get good to beat
Although,
Ross. Attempt to beat Ross.
well, I haven't been practicing, so I could be a little rusty, so we'll see.
I also have a 52, so I'm a little bit far behind. Yeah.
With the schedule, though, that monkey race is the next confirmed scheduled match. However, at the end of this round one, round two of the tournament is going to open up here, and we'll see more scheduling for these runners. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. We have 12 matches to schedule. So
Oh, you and
there could be
FaZe are
more.
facing each other. I just realized.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, let's go. So who's gonna win between you two? Just spitfire each other, insult each other. Come on, make it competitive.
I feel like Ross will die.
Ooh, we
To
gotta take
Ridley.
that.
To Ridley. Poor Herc.
Rip.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries. There you
God.
go.
Can you even recover from that? I don't think it's possible.
Not quite sure.
Oh, jeez.
I gotta
I'm
go
sorry.
with the classic. I gotta go with the classic insult.
I appreciate that reference.
Well, that is it for me. Thanks everyone once again. Thanks to the chat for showing up and showing support to both these runners. And we will see you next time. Have
Bye-bye.
a good night.
Time for dinner.